Do you have a crappy three-wheeler you bought from Facebook Marketplace? Do you also have a seat pan that looks like it's been at the bottom of the ocean? Do you want to make it better? Do you have no money and not a lot of skill, but a bunch of trash? Well, you've come to the right place, because I'm going to show you how to make a shitty seat pan and seat. Here's all the things you'll need to complete a seat. You need a seat cover. This is going to be expensive if you want to do it right. If you want to do it wrong, go to Joann's Fabric and get some fabric. You need adhesive. Gorilla Glue preferred. It will stick anything together, including your hands. Don't spray it on yourself. Cheap foam board that I got for free from the trash can. Yeah. And the stinkiest seat pan you ever did see, that's made of mostly oxide. This is important because we're going to have to fix this. And what are we going to fix it with? You guessed it, trash. Specifically, a broken bin that's heat form plastic, because this we can use a heat gun on and make it kind of stick to it. Is this the right way to do it? No. Is it the way we're going to do it because it's cheap and easy and it might work? Yes. First thing you're going to want to do is take your remainder of a seat pan. We're going to measure it out. We're right at like 19 by, at the thickest point, 12. So all we need is a piece of plastic that can cover 19 inches by a little over 12. We're going to cut that piece out of the bottom of this. Should work just fine. That'll just about do it. Now we just have to heat gun the whole thing on. So we've got to make the decision of, do we want our plastic on top of our rust or on the bottom of our rust? I'm going to go with bottom because that's where we're going to be stapling everything together. Don't worry, staples go through rust really well. This should just melt clean on as far as I can tell. It looks like I don't know what I'm doing. It's because I don't. All of these posts that actually hold the seat to the plastics, we're going to need those. So I think putting the plastic on the bottom should give us little indentions where these are, and we can cut them open, slide the posts through. Let's melt this real quick. Well, this kind of looks like it's mostly tape now. At least we have less holes. We had an issue trying to melt this down where the plastic was just pushing our little posts off of the metal, or lack thereof metal. So I decided to go a little wild with the metal tape and try and reinforce all of this garbage. Now we're going to try and melt plastic back onto it. So what we're trying to do here mostly is start with the pegs. If you can melt all the spots where the pegs are and get them to come through, or our threaded posts, you can get those to come through, then we can kind of work the rest of it back and forth until it kind of matches and we can press down on it with something. We'll figure out what to press down on it with later. Right now, let's get all these pegs through here. So I decided to cut away all the excess because it was just not melting right. And I feel like this will melt a little better if we, cut away everything that isn't the seat pan. And it seems to be fitting a little better. Now we just need to kind of melt the rest onto each one of these bits here. I'll get back to you with that. Well, kind of looks like a seat pan. Not really. You kind of have to press all the plastic down a little more. I've been sitting here with the heat gun trying to get it to work. I don't think this specific piece of plastic was the best one to use. I got some of it to bend a little bit. I just can't get all the areas I need hot enough for long enough, or I'm just super impatient. It's probably that one. And I realize most of it's going to be held in with staples anyway. So as long as this fits over it, which I just tested it, it does. we should have a pretty decent seat by the end of it that looks plasticky on the bottom. Don't forget to cut out the section for this, which retains the front of the seat when it's on the plastic, or when it's on the actual bike. All right, let's move on to seat foam. So we're moving on to the top side and the foam, bits of messed up metal. We're going to ignore pretty much all of this because everything's going to get glued down and forgotten about. So we're going to take some pieces of our high density foam, which you want to be on the bottom, and we're going to fill in this little bit of a gap here. We've got a bit of an indented dish to this whole thing. So we want to find a piece that'll fit just about into it and cut it to size. Be as accurate as you can be. Yeah, that'll work. Snip the edges. Aha. Works just fine. We do have, this is just, honestly, we might have to do a few different sections because this is just fucking. Don't buy things that came out of the bottom of the ocean. That's what I have to say about this. So we want to make a couple more layers, just 2 more maybe layers that match the same shape as this. Yeah, shapes. That's what they are. Okay. Movie magic. I'm going to cut those out real quick. So we sprayed our contact adhesive on and just layered our pieces on top of each other. We're still going to have to trim them a bit because they don't line up perfectly. They're not bad. Okay, they're bad. They're not terrible. Yeah, I'll go with they're not terrible. This Gorilla Glue stuff is pretty quick too. Oh, you didn't see that. Don't worry about that. Okay, it's not quick. It doesn't stick at all. All right, we're gonna redo this bottom spot. You want to make sure your adhesive goes on real nice and thick. Press it down nice and firm. Looks like trash. Don't worry, we'll cover it all up, make it nice and pretty. It is all trash right now, but soon it'll be better. But we're missing something. We've got our new and improved garbage seat pan. We've got our high density foam. I think we need a softer piece of foam, like a foam for a seat, like seat foam. But where would I get that for cheap or free? Well, I got some seat foam. I guess it'll work. Right? Well, looks like it's gonna work. Sticks real well. Okay. I think the only thing left we have to do is kind of sand this up and shape. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do any of that. We're going to slap the cover on it and staple it down. Why would we shape anything? That would be ridiculous. That would take effort. One thing we do have to do before we do anything. This is all really sharp, rusty metal. It's already cut me open. So in order to save the seat without destroying the seat, we're going to have to bend all these little side pieces over that are all sharp. you know, instead of doing it the right way, cutting it down and everything. But there's really not enough metal left here to cut anything off. You'd have nothing left. So we're going to we're going to just bend all those pieces in and make it, you know, a little more manageable. So the seat cover, new one, doesn't get just immediately shredded. This particular seat cover is supposed to be real stretchy. I don't agree with that. It's not as stretchy as it should be, but you know, you just gotta kind of work it till it gets on there. It seems to be, oh shit, that is sharp. Oh no, that's plastic. I don't care. Is this gonna be kind of ugly? Sure. Is it gonna work? Absolutely. Is it gonna look better than having no seat and just a rusted seat pan? You bet your sweet ass. And I can turn around and flip this thing on Facebook Marketplace for triple the price. Kidding. I don't want to sell this. This is not a very good shape. You know that part when I said we weren't going to shape anything? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm starting to realize why people do that. It's almost like it's supposed to have a specific shape to it. And we are going completely against how that's supposed to work. You know, they did say to put a trash bag over it before you stuff it in there to help it move around. I think I'm going to go get a trash bag. Fitting, isn't it? Making a seat out of garbage and throwing it into the trash bag. But hey, it's going to work. Oh my god, it's catching so much of the trash bag. Okay. Oh god. I don't know if this video is even going to come out. I'm just following what it said. You put the seat in a bag, in a trash bag. It makes it easier to slip it on. The rusted metal has already cut the trash bag. You know, honestly, if you left a bit of the trash bag in it, probably make it a little more waterproof. Not that any of this is going to be waterproof. My god. It's working. I mean, I knew this would work from the beginning. Yeah. I had no worries. Look at that. It looks like a brand new seat, except for I don't mind all this looseness. It's going to be comfy, I'll tell you that much. It's going to be a really comfy seat. All right, I'm going to finish stapling this up. All right, guys. You ready? It looks like a seat. With all of that cheapness that we did, we still came out with a decent looking seat. You know what? Let's put it on the plastics and see what it looks like. And throw it on the bike. Well, we ran into some issues remounting the seat to the plastics. This will not fit anymore. And I don't want to damage these possibly original plastics, but I don't give a shit. So we're going to make a little modification to them. Well, would you look at that? Looks like the seat is normal. Even though this is literally just trash and crap I found, except for the seat cover. I did pay $40 for the seat cover. Everything else was pretty much free. This seat's not bad. It's a little more firm than I had expected. Probably should have done a couple more layers of foam, but if we did that, I don't think the cover would have fit. Looks no worse than any other 185S. It actually doesn't look half bad. It's comfy. It looks like a seat. It makes this thing look 100 times better than that old piece of crap that fell off of it on the highway. That's it. Go do it yourself. It's not hard. It's not rocket surgery. Just put plastic on it and put some foam on it. Glue it together. See ya.